Hello, hello, Mystic GLoLady here. It has been too long since I have done any divination readings. It's been a year and a half that I have taken a hiatus in order to finish my civil rights lawsuit that's now in the Supreme Court, and I've also started going back and seeking higher education. So I've been up to a whole lot of things, and I hope that you have been creating as well. My Patreon GLoLady site is up and almost ready to run. I have my inspirational wallet size photos for download, and also my healthy hippie hemp oil blends and other essential oil blends, as well as tools of the trade. There's lots of different support levels, so I hope to see you on my site, GLoLady, on Patreon. I'll put a link below. And now, on to your readings. Hello, Sagittarius. This is your tarot reading for June 2017. I hope you have been well and good since the last time that I have spoken to you. Sagittarius, that fun, loving person with Saturn on top of you. Ooh, don't be too hard on yourself, okay? On the 9th, you have a full moon on top of you. So what kind of new beginnings are you having? What have you figured out that you know you do not want to do? And yes, that sound in the background were my cards shuffling. So as we started out in the first house, you have the star, the wish card. What are your wishes? As the genie says, your wishes may command. So what are your wishes? That full moon there, what are you letting go of? What are you letting go of that you have learned? That you have learned in the past and has nothing for you in the future. In the second house of finances, you have the Ten of Pentacles, the wealth card. What kind of cash flow are we talking? Say yay, Sagittarius. Now, there again, maybe we're not talking about it, because in the third house, you have the Two of Wands. All right. What is it that you know that you cannot be bragging about that money that you have, because people will be envious? And how did you receive that money? Was it the sale of a home? Was it an insurance settlement from the loss of a home? Because in your your fourth house, you have a Three of Swords, the sorrow. Now, in that fourth house, you also have Neptune and Chiron, the wounded healer. And Neptune is going retrograde on the 16th. So when you're looking at the home, remember that home is where the heart is, and not so much a physical possession of. There have been many, many who have been losing their physical homes due to the earth changes or the financial um, downfall, and we have to look at what makes you happy. Now, in the fifth house, you have the Hanged Man. And the fifth house is your fun, creativity, sex, children. Don't overdo it. Please do not overdo it in June. Uranus is in there, as well as Venus at the beginning until the 7th. But the hangman, hanging yourself, your own self-crucifixion, know your limits. Know your limits. Try not to be crying over spilt milk, because crying over spilt milk does nothing but increase the volume of the milk. Yes, it might dilute it with those tears, But yeah, it's refocusing. What is that wish card? What are you creating? What are you transforming? In the in the sixth house, you have the Seven of Pentacles, success unfulfilled in your work, service, health, daily routine. What are you doing? Are you using things that you should not do in order to make you feel better? Whether that is food, sex, drugs, alcohol, um, it will not serve the purpose. It will not serve the purpose to kill the pain to forget if you are trying to do such. In the seventh house, you have the Magician. What power do you have in your relationship to make things happen? The sun is shining there at 10 degrees at the beginning. Mercury is there on the 7th. There is a new moon on the 23rd, and Mars is there at the beginning. So as Mars moves into the 11th house on the 5th, then Mercury comes in there on the 7th. What do you need to communicate, and what do you need to work on with your relationships and your partnerships? And it's not just a romantic one. In the 8th house of other people's money, you have the Princess of Wands. So the Princess of Wands in the 8th house with other people's money, and looking at all of the planetary aspects that are in there also, with the Sun, Mercury coming in on the 22nd, and Mars on the 5th. So working with other people's money might prove profitable in the month of June. In the 9th house of higher learning, long distance travels, you have the Two of Pentacles, the harmonious change. And are you going back to school? Are you taking that trip? Did you sell your home in order to take that trip? Is that what you would like to do? In your 10th house, you have the Princess of Swords. The 10th house is your career house. What's up with your career? You are slinging that sword. You are taking names and numbers. There will be many people who will be in your life this month. In the 11th, with the King of Wands, your hopes and wishes, your friends and associates. It looks like your friends are going to be a pillar for you this month. And when we go into the 12th house of hidden enemies, secrets, your skeleton closet, jails, institutions, you have the Four of Swords, the rest from strife. So in looking at the whole picture, as we went along, we had one piece of the puzzle. And one piece of the puzzle, it's not until the whole puzzle is complete that we can really see the whole thing. So as we are looking at the whole thing, it does not look as bad as when we first thought. So looking at that in the first week, you have many things. Why only concentrate on the negative? You have many things that are good, many things that are being created. Are you fixing up your home? Are you finally getting your wish? And your partner is agreeing to fixing up that home? Are you finally building that home-based business that you have been wanting to do for a long time? Just remember that hangman is in the middle of it. And that hangman is your own self-crucifixion, holding yourself back, because there is some cash flow there. All right. Now, as we go at the end of the month, it's like, are you having some issues? Are you having some health issues that you are holding in? That you are holding in and therefore festering even more and quickly, because you don't want to worry people on the home front, and you can't do that, okay? An old friend of mine who is very, very special to many people, but he was a proud man, and he did not tell people, even friends, that he was ill, or shall I say that the doctor had diagnosed him as being terminal, and he accepted the fact that the doctor said that he was terminal, and where he lived was in a toxic relationship. So he didn't get the emotional or mental support in his home. And therefore, he listened to the doctor and had passed before anyone knew that he was even sick. So if you have an illness that you have been diagnosed with, get a second opinion, okay? Don't just listen to one doctor play God in your life and say you have 6 months to live. Go seek a second opinion. Go look into natural health care. Look into what that dis-ease is inside of you. Okay? You have the hangman. What is affecting you mentally, emotionally, and it's turning into physically? That could be something dealing with the past, that you thought that you had cleaned out that skeleton closet, but you forgot that there was still some rotted meat that was in there and it was festering. The dis-ease is our thoughts and how we perceive. It is known that our body can regenerate itself, but our thoughts say we are getting older and we are going to die. So what you think, what you believe, you will see. So look at your mental thought patterns and see what you can do to change them, because there are many opportunities, and if we only look at one piece of the puzzle, it doesn't look so promising as when we look at the whole picture from all different sides, from all different angles, where it flows, where it goes. Okay, it's hard to play God, and I definitely would not want to play God, because no one wants to do what I think they should. My dogs listen, but sometimes they just want to run to the neighbors. And what am I going to do? Same thing. You know, what are you going to do when your thoughts run to things that they shouldn't? You have the choice. You have the hangman there. You have some cash flow coming in, so take that sabbatical. You know, a sound mind is a sound body. Look at what you're putting in. And there again, food is medicine. So what kind of food are you already putting in? And what kind of medicine are you putting in? And does that medicine have a side effect that compounds, and now all of a sudden you need more medicine? So be aware of what you put in, Sagittarius, and only put the good things in, because you have a great month, or yeah, a great month out there in the world. So just don't stay home and stew. All right, don't stay home and stew unless you're going to write a book about how to do it. Okay, or how you finally made it through that turmoil, that inner turmoil that we tend to bring upon ourselves. So be aware of it. And Sagittarius, don't forget to check out my Patreon because I've got all kinds of goodies. And make sure you like, share, subscribe. And if you'd like a reading, that would be cool too. I thoroughly enjoy doing intuitive divinations. So you have a great month, and I will see you in July. So, see you, love you, bye.